Hi, welcome to the Gabriel Farmstead. My name is Rebecca. This is our backyard garden. It is located at the back of our house in our suburban village, and it is approximately 100 square meters.
So you are using the brick as a hammer?
Yes. This year have been a somewhat difficult year when it comes to growing tomatoes. I transplanted my tomatoes, and for some reason, some of them shriveled up and died. I put in a second transplant, and yet some of those still died. Here I am trying to trellis up those that have survived because they were starting to flower and they were starting to flop over. At this point, I only had four surviving plants, which is very sad because I was hoping that tomatoes do very well for me this year so that I'm able to freeze and preserve some in form of drying. So at some point, I am hoping that I grow enough tomatoes for us to eat throughout winter when I cannot grow tomatoes. And certainly that year is not this year. I have also put up a shade net to protect my plant from the sun because, guys, our summers are very, very hot, extremely hot. Our plants really suffer in the sun, and it is my wish and my hope that I can get a shade net to cover the 100 square meters that I am gardening in. Like my whole garden should have at least a 60% shade net because I feel like this is going to make my garden flourish much better and my gardening life much better. So on this particular day, I was supposed to go work out, but I just thought before I go work out, let me come out and just trellis my tomatoes. This is not a proper trellis, I'm just giving them a support, but I have to come in and put up a trellis sometime later in the season. So after I was done putting in the trellis, I then proceeded to go and plant some seeds, and only then could I go and work out. Okay, Missy, that's enough. You want to come sit here? Yes, hi guys. So today I am transplanting some of my tomatoes, and I am starting my seeds for cabbage. Honestly, my one of my weaknesses in the garden have always been seed starting. I don't know whether I have enough patience for it, but also because I don't know whether I don't pay attention to them. I have just found that I've had a lot more success when I seeded directly. This year, unfortunately, I started the garden very late. I was waiting for the rains, and it just didn't rain early enough. And because of that, I started my rainfall crops very late. And in the process, I have ended up. Gabriela, stop! Mommy is trying to record her video. Are you going to keep quiet? Oh, okay, now go. No, you're not gonna keep quiet. Wow, Missy. Wow, man. I was saying I put in the garden very late, so that means my the rainfall is over. We are officially in autumn. It's getting cold, but I still have my warm weather crops in the garden, which is such a bummer because that means I am going to be delayed with my winter cropping. And this is one of the things that I want to do better next year to make sure that I start the garden right on time when I come back from holiday, so that I don't have this sort of dilemma. The other thing that I actually struggle with year in, year out is really planting out and leaving space for just in case beds, just in case I'm delayed, just in case I need something else to transplant. Maybe it's because of the little space that I have. I don't quite do that. So right now, last year by this time, I already had in my cool weather crops, but I still struggled with onions because they took a little bit longer. This year, I'm not even sure whether I'm going to plant my red creole. This is because they take much longer. I don't know. I will see. And guys, it's not that I didn't start onion seeds early. I did, hey, like way too early. But what I didn't really plan out for is the fact that we had a holiday somewhere in the middle, and we needed to travel. So, Gabriela, no. So when we traveled, there was nobody at home to water my seedlings, and they look very sad. I'm looking at them right here somewhere. I don't even know whether I want to show them on camera because it breaks my heart to see them dead. It's a waste of seed, but also it's just embarrassing. So, yeah. Anyways, it's life. I'm sure it happens to every gardener. We kill thousands of seedlings, and we just learn from it. Like I was saying, I've had way more luck planting directly rather than in trays. But today I have taken my seedling tray out, and I want to plant my cabbage. This is the same cabbage that I planted last year, and I'm hoping to plant it this year with onions. One reason because last year I really struggled with aphids and a lot of pests, and my cabbage didn't really do well. But also because I wanted them to grow big enough, so I'm able to transplant them and harvest in time. Yeah. So what I'm planting is the Copenhagen market. This is it. So this you can plant it either directly or in the trays, but like I said, I'm going to do it in the trays for now. Germination is 7 to 10 days, and it takes around 75 to 85 days to harvest. So it's fairly not bad. If I plant today, that means May, June, July, it's still nice and cold, and I will be able to harvest hopefully. What I have noticed here is that because of our usually warmer winters and very hot summers, plants don't really go according to the days that are on the packet. You will see that 75 days later, the heads are nowhere near maturity. But, anyways, this is what we're doing today. So, I'm sure you guys are not here to listen to me blab on. The last thing I want to talk about is these tomato plants. So I grew these tomato plants by just sticking suckers in the ground. When you need to prune your plants, and maybe you have more. Yes. Okay. And you have more, or you need more plants. So what I did, where did I see a sucker? Like this, you can see this is a little sucker that is growing here. So I removed that sucker by twisting it left and then right.
and then it was off just like that. And they were a little bit bigger than this though. So I stuck them in the water. No, not in water, actually straight in ground. And then we went for that weekend. And we came back and voila, they were really prospering. So, yes, like I'm saying, it's a bit late to be transplanting tomatoes right now, but I have them and I have the space for tomatoes. So, why not go ahead and just transplant them? So, that is what I'm going to be doing now. And then I'll come back and seed my cabbage. So, yes, guys, this is what I'll be doing today. Wow, this is my bed for tomatoes. Oh, guys, the weed. It's embarrassing, but yeah, this is real life. I hardly ever have my garden put together. I try by all means, but what matters is that the weeds are not overtaking my garden. A lot of this is really that acacia that came in with goat manure. I feel like I didn't try my best to be at the top of it this year, but it's still not overtaking my tomatoes, which is good. This is one of the plants that I transplanted some time ago. It has started producing, so it has very beautiful flowers. But here, this is one of the spaces where I'm going to put these plants. And then there's one at the back here. And then I will have one extra one that I think I want to put in one of the beds with compost, because simply because I feel when I put plants in those two beds that has good compost, they really do well. And I just want to make a comparison between those that are growing here where there's hardly any compost and where I am having compost. So yeah.
We traveled home for a traditional Vampo celebration, and I thought I'd bring you along.
Okay, now do like this.
No emotion, ushakalunga. Natsikileke. Awe omfusi yadana.
I wanted to take some time to show you just the sloppy harvest we had in northern Namibia this year. And guys, as much as I call it sloppy, and you can see for yourselves, we were some of the lucky farmers to at least harvest something from our mahango fields. There are people who didn't harvest even a little bit. The sacks that have been put on the mahango was for the birds, to prevent the birds from taking everything. You can see that particular one that I'm holding at least is having something, but there are those that the birds have devoured, and they just don't have anything at all. And I think right here, I was moving around trying to get to one of those heads that doesn't have anything so that I can show you guys, just so that you can compare what has been happening. So right there, I got one. So you can see that doesn't have a single mahango because the birds came and ate everything. And sadly, this is what we have noticed in a lot of our mahango. Although, it's such a sad situation. But I mean, next year is another year. We will try again. Right now, it's really just to take what God has given us, and we are thankful for the little that we are getting. Next year is another year. We try again.
Oh, here it is.
It looks like a venomous snake.
It should be.
They know why I say that. I can see by its head.
Ah, the way it's breathing. You can see it's dead. Oh, I almost dropped my phone. Okay, no kaka cobra hakata romapak. Eh. What's up, guys? So today we are transplanting the beetroot seedlings that I saw in the seedling tray. You guys remember me saying that every time I sow my seedlings, they're always eaten up by birds. So I decided my last resort was to do it in a seedling tray. You can see these ones, the ones that are a bit purplish pinkish on the stem, is spinach. So I have one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine spinach um, seedlings, and then the others are really just beetroot. They have been growing in here for a while, and they've become so leggy. Like this ones, you can see how leggy they are. But I'm hoping that by putting them in the soil, it's they're gonna take off. It rained yesterday, so I'm hoping that it's not gonna be too sunny. Although I'm not counting on it. So this is the beetroot bed. There are already some seedlings that survived when the others were eaten by the birds. The first thing, like, it's only that the camera is a bit far now, but there are some that are really decent size. So the first thing that I'm gonna do here is spread the mulch, and then after I mulch, I am then going to put in the beetroots. So yeah.
We have not just had a bad year in northern Namibia when it comes to harvests. Our garden have suffered too. And although we water our garden approximately even up to 5 times a week because of the harsh sun in Namibia, we still suffered the consequences. Our corn did not do such well. Here we were harvesting from Twapi's Three Sisters bed, and although we got some harvest, it was not what we expected. And our corns actually didn't pollinate that well because it was just too hot, and really, I don't know whether the pollen just shriveled up and died because of the sun or what happened there. But no, we didn't receive good pollination in our corns. Our peppers, on the other hand, have been the star of the show. And I have really realized that the peppers are resilient, they don't succumb to drought that easily, or maybe they are just well adapted to our weather. They really, really do well, and I definitely appreciate the fact that we still get some good harvests despite the harsh weather that we are having. The other day, we decided to try out pumpkin leaves for the first time. So I went ahead and went on the internet and got a very beautiful recipe for us. Needless to say, pumpkin leaves have become my favorite greens ever. So delicious, very easy to prepare, not complicated. I'm telling you, if you have not tried pumpkin leaves yet, you are missing out. So I encourage you to go out there and just try it out, really. And when you do, bring a lot of tomatoes because this recipe asks for a lot of tomatoes. I added plenty to mine and it turned out really delicious. By this time, our tomatoes were really crying out for help because they had really grown and they were flopping over. I actually really still want some good harvest from these tomatoes, although I planted late. And since they had started producing, we decided it was time to put up the trellis. We had to do it late in the evenings because we did it on a work day. So I had to come from work and then go to the garden as usual before I go work out. You can see there I'm still in my workout clothes. So here I am tying the trellis to the poles, and it was really getting late. We were losing sunlight, but we were determined to finish. So we used two trellis for this particular bed because it's 4 meters long, and we really needed some manpower when it comes to tying, but we managed. I mean, It's all about determination. But by the time we were done tying, it was really dark. As you can see in the video, it's really getting dark. And we decided to come out the next day to tie the tomatoes onto this trellis. The next day, we came out and started tying up the tomatoes. So, while tying up, I was also pruning, as you can see in the video, and I just have to prune them back heavily and just take off all the leaves that no longer serve a purpose because they were so bushy and they really needed a lot of work. So, yeah, this is what we did. We were tying them up while we were pruning them down.